What's up YouTube? Barcode here, bringing another Heir of Light video. This video is going to be about two things. One, it's going to be about update 3.1.5, which will be come out, I think, April 8th is the estimated time. Another one is going to be about the topic of this video is why your damage over time teams do not work. And this is for newer players or players that might understand the importance of one, Fire Blavatsky, or two, any other damage dealer, especially if you're free to play, right? So let's go into the events first and talk about one, the update real quick. I'll try to make it as quick as possible, and then I'll go into the main focus of this video. First of all, there is a new event, a Water Frenzy event. You need to just do World Battle once every day, 10 PvP tokens, and then 500 energy, and you get you fill up your water gun. You get your one reward inside. You click it. You complete all of the missions every single day, and you can get a free Nat 5 once again, right? Which is, you can be Water Anku, it could be Water Lido, it could be Water Isabel, Water Blavatsky. All of them are good. All of them are good. It just depends on what you have, right? If you have Water Anku, what you're missing, whatever. Water Isabel is ignored defense, I believe. Water Lido is awesome character. Water Blavatsky, speed nuker. Water Anku, good tank, right? It all depends on what you need or what you need to transcend. I would recommend getting one so you can transcend them to the next level, so you can get your CP higher to get the floor 12 of Awakening, which I talked about in my last video. Mass Invasion, free Nat 4, Water Father Hopkins, debatably if he's good or not, he's okay. If you want to build him, if you got dupes of all four, his damage is lackluster at level 70 from what I hear, but maybe he'll get a buff at some point. The dev note, let's talk about the dev note, right? Main important aspects of it, okay? I'll go over it. I'm not going to read, but I'll tell you what's good. On this update, you will be able to combine for Fire Blavatsky, one of the best free-to-play and early game damage over time characters you can get, and I'm going to explain that in this video. Why? All the Nat 4s to combine her will be in the Combine, and the Nat 3, the dark one, you can get from the mystery dungeons, right? Light and Dark Sinistra, I'm just gonna go into small detail about, because not a lot of people have them. Dark Sinistra looks like a great addition to the passive and could be very good. Light Sinistra as well. It just depends on if her combo skill engaged increase of 10% is on all basics and combos for the critical hit, because it's only a 20% chance to do that. Water and Forest Spiegel and Forest a Hallel, sorry, never will get it right. Their damage modifiers are going to be balanced, so I'm guessing increase because they are lackluster. Relationship effects, Ophelia and Maya, Forest Maya, they are your free characters that you get in the game. I think they're trying to make them a little bit more used in the game, because they added a passive of increasing Lenore's speed by 80%, which everybody knows Lenore is a very pretty much used character all around. So they're trying to make them valid. I wouldn't still necessarily use Ophelia in many cases. Maybe Forest Mia, whatever. This is a huge buff. Water Light Rem increases attack by 100% when ally hide is present. That's very, very good, because I think the Rem passive is about Omen or something like that. So that's a huge buff for Rem. Water Rem is already awesome. She's going to be used a ton. Crafting, this is awesome new addition. Awesome new addition, okay? Listen, any Nat 4 LD, you get 2 Twilight Commons if you craft into that. 10 Nat 3 LDs, you get 1 Twilight Common. But the thing is you can farm these in a mystery dungeon, right? So if you get 20 Twilights, you can exchange that for a legendary summon Light and Dark. That's huge. That boosts up the Nat 5 rates completely. This gives us another chance to transcend our Nat 5 L&Ds, because it's very hard to do now. This is amazing. It's a great new crafting system, and I'm going to focus on this pretty much every day when I can. Also, Awakening. So Awakening dungeons, they're increasing the missions. So the daily missions and the weekly missions, you can get 2 to 3. I mean, you can get 2 stones on the dailies and 5 on the weekly. Now they are raising that to 3 daily and 10 on the weekly. Great buff. It's very needed because Awakening stones they're scarce. You can get them, but they're scarce, and it's a daily cap. So this is huge. So that's awesome that the devs are listening to that. And also the 12th floor Awakening, if you want to reset after the 3 initial, it used to be 100 carats, but it's changing to 50. So instead of spending 300 carats to get 3 more Supremes, you'll spend 150 carats. Awesome deal. So that is update 3.1.5. Now on to the video. Why do your damage over time teams not work? I can show you why exactly. So stop complaining in chat and listen. Fire Blavatsky, right? I'm going straight into her because a lot of people picked her for a Nat 5 select summon because they heard she's the best, and she is the best for early game, free to play people. Okay, even minnows, right? She's amazing, right? First skill lowers the attack of the enemy by level 5 and applies a level 5 fire damage over time. Okay, I'll get to the important part in a second. Level 5 on the second skill, level 5 damage over time light, and level 5 damage over time dark. That's 3 damage over times in 2 skills, all different elements. Amazing. Okay, now the most important part of this all, 70% chance on light, 70% chance on dark, 70% chance on the attack break, 70% chance. You get my point, right? This is before accuracy and resistance. So no matter if you put on 100% accuracy, that has to fight the resistance of the enemy. Plus, initially, all before that, there's only a 70% chance. Now, you need to do a couple things to make Fire Blavatsky an amazing free-to-play early game boss. Okay? 1. Awaken her to the first awakening, and just leave her at that until later, until you want to raise her CP up. Okay? Because then you'll have the passive. It'll fill her active skill gauge up of herself and any other support class on your team when an ally tank is struck every 5 seconds. Okay? Huge. Okay? Huge. Secondly, you need to invest skill buns into her on her first skill and second skill. You can't select, obviously, it's random. So once you have these 2 maxed out and your ultimate is not maxed, just ignore it. Put skill buns in somebody else. You're not even going to use this 3rd skill. Okay? And I'll explain that in a minute. Okay? You don't need an attack buff. Damage over time doesn't matter for attack. It doesn't help it. Okay? You won't need a defense break. Damage over time doesn't do more damage on defense broken monsters. Okay? You don't need your ultimate, and I'll explain that in a second. Gear. Okay? For gear wise, I know this doesn't show it, but what you want is Eruption 4-piece set and a 2-piece skill set, which gives accuracy. Okay? And then in the glove, you put speed, because you want her as fast as possible. In the second glove, you want HP % or defense. Really, it doesn't matter. One of the 2 that has great speed subs, has great accuracy subs, right? And in this 6 slot, the boot, you want either HP or defense, whatever you're lacking, or, and this is percents, don't use flats, or you could put accuracy as the main percentage stat. Now I would only do that if you are lacking accuracy subs in all of your pieces of gear. Okay? But that is the way to gear her. I would shoot for at least above 70% accuracy. Okay? If you do those 3 things, skill her up, awaken her to first level, and gear her like that, she's going to be amazing. Okay? I don't have her, but this is exactly how I built every single other damage over time character that I have, and they are the same. The thing with her is she has a attack break and 3 damage over times, so you can do everything that I did 9 months ago in 1 character. and that's huge. Okay, so for me, I could honestly two-shot the boss with 2 combo skills, the 3rd skill with 2 of my characters. Okay, I can do that. That's where I'm at in the game. Early game, I'm not gonna use any of these transcended characters, okay? Because that you probably aren't there yet. What I'm going to do is kind of drop down to many early game levels, because you can get there pretty quickly, and just use level 60 second awakening characters. Okay, so I'm going to use Dark Ishmael. Okay, I'm also going to use my fire damage dealer, which for maybe a lot of you would be Fire Blavatsky, like I talked about, but I'm going to use Fire Lara. Okay, if I can find her while Nox is lagging. Here she is. Okay, I'm gonna show the stats on her real quick. Okay, she's only at 51% actually, because I don't have my main gear on her anymore, but she's at 188 speed. Okay, and she's just built tanky with defense and HP, I think. So speed, she's on an eruption set, and that's it. Eruption broken set. Speed, defense, defense. She's on double defense. Okay, now what I'm going to do, she's max skilled. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick while I'm here what I mean by the activation rates of Fire Blavatsky, because I don't know what level they are on, but for Fire Lara, for example, she gets a 10% increase at the 3rd skill up of her 1st skill, right there at the top, and then 20% more at level 7. So like for her, I didn't really need to skill her up to level 8, because it's just it's a skill gauge 10%, which is nice. It doesn't need to level up the skill gauge more, so I think that's mainly why I did that. And then her 2nd skill, which is also a damage over time, debuff activation rate level 3 at 10%, and then at level 6 20%, and then I leveled up to 7 because of the skill gauge decrease. So that's how you do it. You skill it up, right? So let me go into this again. Fire Lara, okay, and we'll go into Dark Ishmael, level 60 tank. And then what you want to do here, you can bring a 4th if you want, but I'm only going to bring 3 to show you exactly what I mean. For that 3rd, you want it to be a healer or some support that has a heal over time and maybe a cleanse or defense buff or whatever the case may be, that has a damage over time that is not already on your team, and also not an element disadvantage. Because if I brought a forest damage over time dealer here and I applied that damage over time to the boss, it would do 0 damage every tick. Okay, so element disadvantage damage over times do not work. Okay, even for Fire Blavatsky, if you took her to a water dungeon, okay, like Omen 11 I believe is water, if you take her there, she has a chance to glance on every single skill, even though her 2nd skill is a dark damage over time and a light damage over time. She's fire, so she will have a chance to glance. Just so you know that, because I've heard people talking about that. Okay, so for my 3rd, what I'm going to try is Water Lucian. Okay, she has a heal over time and she has a water damage over time level 5. Okay, so I'm going to bring these 3 characters. That's it. Okay, I don't even have a big healer. If Water Lucian doesn't work, because I haven't tried this in a while, I'm just probably gonna bring like Fire MJ or Fire Lucian, because she has an attack break. Okay, but this is what I'm gonna do, and let's go. First thing you want to look at when you get into the dungeon is your auto. Up the top left, change it to 2 dots. Okay, I don't want any of my characters to use their 3rd skill ultimate at all. I want them to strictly use their 1st and 2nd skills. Why? Because that's where the damage over time is. Okay, my healer, Water Lucian, because my tank is good gear, level 60. Okay, awoken only the 2nd level, Ishmael, right? Level 60, he's got decent 5-star, 6-star gear. Okay, he can survive the tanks. The AoE is taken care of by Water Lucian's heal over time level 5. And then as you can see, the Omen boss is already half health. And this is with Fire Lara and Water Lucian doing their thing. Okay? Fire Lucian looks low, but I have a heal over time on her, and she has high defense. So it's okay. I'm alright. Okay? So it's gonna be maybe a minute 30 run. And this can be easily obtainable. Early game, free to play. If you don't have Water Lucian, you can use Water Moria, who is a healer and has a heal over time. She has a big heal, but she has a damage over time on her first skill. You can use a Water Torhino, damage over time on first skill, healer. Okay, you can use Light Dunkelhound, light damage over time on the first skill, and a healer. Okay, there's many different healers that have a damage over time that you can use in place of Water Lucian, because in case I get the whole she's an Origin 5-star character, whatever, right? You don't need it. Okay, so here's a different example, right? Say you invested all of your resources and everything into a main damage dealing nuker, right? You put all your skill buns into Water Lenore or whatever the case may be, right? Or whatever the case may be. Okay? This is another option, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this damage dealing Water Lucian based off of enemy max HP. Say you transcended your main nuker at least one time, right? That's your strongest character. That's what I'm using right here. I'm using the same Water Lucian, or for anyone, Water Moria, Light Dunk, Water Torhino, whatever. A damage over time dealer that has a heal and some sustain. And then my level 60 tank. I'm going to show you another option of how you can do that without investing into a damage dealer, but there is a con to this. First thing you want to look at in this kind of composition is your auto. You want it to be on 3, so your nuker can use that third skill like you want to. Okay, secondly, look at the portraits on your characters. There is a lock box on it. Okay, see how I click it off, it unlocks, click it on, it's locked. Okay, this lock box means that they will not use their third skill. Okay, so this is a secondary option from the auto in the top left to now. Okay, my Water Lucian, as you saw, used the third skill. She is unlocked, and that's all I want. I want to minimize the amount of skills that are used on the character. So I bring 3 characters and I turn off some ultimates. Okay, what you do in your skills and whatnot depends on what you bring. Okay, there could be maybe a support that that has a level 5 defense break and an attack buff for your whole team or whatever, and maybe you want to use that support. Just know that the more skills, third skills, that are available to use, the more that they're not going to use their normal skills, because they're going to prioritize their ultimates, their third skills first. Okay, so very important. Okay, like I said, with here again, I'm just using Water Lucian heal over time. She has a cleanse, which is nice, which takes off the defense break. So, and she has a level 5 heal damage over time. So a minute 49, a little bit slower than a damage over time team that's invested in. You know, you won't be doing super fast speed runs with damage dealing nukers until you get to higher transcendence levels, higher awakenings, and better gear. So the best way to get to that point is starting from the bottom. Damage over time, easiest way to gear them, build them tanky, fast, accurate, right? And get it done. Get it done. Okay, that's all the time I have for this video today. Hopefully that helps you guys on why your damaged over time team does not work. I think on Saturday I should be recording a video of a big summon session at some point in time during that day. I have a lot of stuff going on that day, but I'm gonna try. I think Twitch may be a possibility, but I didn't plan on doing that until in about a week or two. So I'm getting there. getting it all done, getting it all prepared. All right. Check you guys in the next video. Peace.